Hey, welcome to Gettin Blitzed.
Gettin Blitzed.
I'm Danny.
I'm Ben.
This is our first episode here. So what have you learned about this preseason this year?
What have I learned about this preseason this year?
Yes.
Well, it involved a lot of football playing. I noticed that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, right.
You know, seemed like all 32 teams were involved. I noticed that. That was interesting, I thought.
Basically what you're saying, preseason is useless to the fans. Is that what you're
That's
saying?
what I'm saying. No.
Well, that's what
I learned about this preseason this year, and I was
right. Useless. Preseason is for the coaches to evaluate their talent.
No, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. It has no use to us.
It has some use to fantasy
players.
And even just hardcore fans that want to see how the rookies look. Yeah,
you can see how the rookies look in the regular season. You don't need them in the preseason.
95% of preseason, at least, is for the coaches. Not for
yes, exactly. It's useless to us.
Okay.
Anyways, news.
The news.
Everybody apparently is being suspended these days. You all know about Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Not many of you know about Alan Smith or Matt Prater. I guess you would. They are pretty big household names.
Yeah, I would say so. I think we're both on the same page as far as the drug policy.
I think pretty much everyone is. Not many people we know. I'm sure there is.
I think it will change. I think give it a couple years, it'll change. But
right now, yeah. And of course, RG1 came out and made that policy change. We expect he's supposed to care about that stuff, so he upped it to like a 6-game suspension.
Oh, RG1. Yeah.
RG1.
That's good. I think
for our listeners who don't know who RG1 is.
Our new listeners who haven't heard the show before.
Yeah, everybody, because this is the pilot. RG1 is Roger Goodell, by the way. Michael Sam. Released.
Cut today.
You're taking out the intro.
So it's official in St. Louis Rams homophobic. They hate gays.
Whoa.
They hate gays in St. Louis.
Whoa.
That's obvious.
Whoa.
Why do you think the rivals in San Francisco?
One of the most famous musicals of all time is called Meet Me in St. Louis. How could they be homophobic?
Well, that's because gays love danger.
That's true. Gays love danger. We all know that. But let's get to the football aspect of this. Cowboys should pick up Michael Sam.
Who's playing on that? Is he strong side? What is he?
He's strong side. He's strong side, right? Yeah.
And they still use the 3-4 scheme.
I don't think they have a scheme.
They really don't.
If they have a scheme, I'd love to hear it.
It's more of a lineup.
They have a scheme in the sense that Wile E. Coyote had a scheme, and it never really worked out very well.
For our listeners listening, which probably the only two of you,
we have a few right here.
There's a bunch of people in this room, and they're playing beer pong. Those are all those noises. I'm going to try to cut most of this out in editing.
Yeah,
as I can. Probably won't work, but there's a lot of beer pong noise. Okay, Peterson and the Cowboys. All day talking to old JJ.
It's not a story.
Someone made it a story.
Yeah, someone made a lot of things a story.
Well, this is a story.
No, I want to hear your take. You've heard my take on it. I want to hear your take on it.
I have no take on this.
Then the next story is.
I thought you would have a take.
No, I hate Jerry Jones. I hate Jerry Jones, and I hate Jerry Jones.
Okay, here's the more of the take I want on it. What if it happens?
I think it will happen.
You think it will happen?
Yeah. As I've said, how old will Adrian Peterson be when his contract's up with the Vikings? 32, 33?
I don't know.
So, Jerry Jones will give him a huge contract, waste a ton of money on a guy who's totally washed up at that point, and that's what Jerry Jones does. That's what will happen.
All right. Anyways, let's move on here. Everyone that listens to the NFL likes lists, rankings.
Yeah. I think everyone on the internet also likes lists.
Everyone loves lists.
They're easily digestible.
Yes, right. Everyone likes to do the best. We're going to do the worst.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
I think for the last 5 minutes we've been doing this, we've been doing the worst.
Exactly. So let's keep the theme intact here. We're gonna name all the division losers. We're gonna agree on all of them except for one. But we'll get to it.
I'm intrigued.
Well, I'm pretty sure. NFC West.
NFC West, and we're talking about the division loser. 4th place.
NFC West, St. Louis Rams, obviously. As good as they could be, better than last year. Yeah, they're just that team. That
Though I want to
division's too
point
talented.
out, because I think a lot of people might be thinking about this. All two people listening to this are probably thinking, I don't think that's anything to do with Sam Bradford getting hurt. I don't think they're going to be a worse team because Sam Bradford got hurt.
No.
I don't think they're, at least not significantly worse. They're just the worst team in that division.
Which is not
Great
bad.
defense. Probably not the worst defense in that division now.
No.
I think they're better than the Cardinals now. With injuries and
Yeah,
suspensions, I think
Washington.
they're better than the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And I think they're better than the Niners. Again, with injuries and suspensions. For the first half of the season, they will be.
That's okay.
But-
with those
Well,
caveats.
that's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah, they are the worst team.
NFC North.
NFC North.
Vikings, are we going to say anything?
Yeah, I think it's
the
got to be Vikings. And I know that's so obvious, but I think
Well,
it's Vikings.
yeah, this is just an uninteresting
I think
question.
every other team is going to be better. I think all those teams will be better than last year. But Vikings won't be,
Vikings will be
as
the
much better.
The South,
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
gonna be
go-
fun.
I'm going to go Panthers.
Wow, I thought I was going to say Panthers and we were going to argue about this.
No.
Yeah, Panthers.
Well, like
Falcons.
Elliot Harrison said from Info.com,
Yeah.
the Panthers are the worst organization of handling success. When they have success,
Yeah.
they do really bad.
And I
with
think
it.
that's sort of an esoteric reason, and I think a more tangible reason is obviously we've talked about all offseason losing the receivers. They've lost Captain Munderland. I think is a bigger loss than
That's what
anyone
I'm
else
saying.
can mention.
Well, maybe that could be part of it. That's how they handle success. Maybe they
Cam's
don't know how to
already
handle
injured, and I don't think it's a big injury or anything like that, but it's just still something. Whereas I think Bucks are going to be way better.
Yeah.
Falcons are going to be way better, and
Yeah.
I think Saints take the division easily.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think Bucks are going to be a fun team this year.
All right. The NFC East. This is the
This
one.
one you're holding out?
Well, you obviously were not going to say the Cowboys.
No.
But I was just no. I was.
And that's
wait,
not a homer pick. I hate the Cowboys. It's not a homer pick. I would say Giants. Because, I mean, I think even if you think the Cowboys are going to be terrible this year, look at what the Giants have done in this preseason, and it's just...
Again, my notes of the preseason are they mean nothing to us.
Yeah, but you can still look at
anything.
You can still look at Eli.
Season record or
You can
anything.
still look at Eli Manning and say he doesn't really seem to know how to throw a football anymore. He looks terrible, and he's looked terrible for 2 years now almost.
I agree with that.
I think
that
he's
defense-
going through what Matt Schaub is going through right now.
Yeah, right.
He's
but
done.
that defense is so atrocious. I'd be surprised if they win 5.
Is the Giants' defense that good?
They're serviceable.
Are they so much better as a defense versus how much better Dallas will be as an offense? I don't think it's even close. I think Giants could go.
The thing about
6
Coughlin,
and
though, he
10.
coaches his team so well.
Yeah, that's
Think
why
about
they looked so great last year.
That's why they
And
fucking win
the
Super
second
Bowls
half
when
of the
they're not
year
looking
before.
very good. I'm just saying he's a good coach. He'll get them.
There's no coach good enough
He can
to
get them
make
to
up for a
500.
quarterback.
I'm
with
just saying
a
he'll get them to
10 arm.
500, and the Cowboys won't get to 500. That's
Did they get to
WrestleMania.
500 last year?
No,
Why would they get to 500 this year?
because Coughlin's a good coach.
Why didn't he get to 500 last year?
I don't know. Why does he win Super Bowls? I'm just saying he's a good coach.
All right.
Anyways,
I'm
AFC.
clearly right on that.
AFC West, Raiders. No one's gonna argue with that.
I mean, I think Broncos, man.
Okay,
No, I think-
we're
I
going
think
to
they're-
AFC North. I mean, the North is interesting.
I think it is a toss-up. I think you have to kind of say Browns right now, but I don't think anyone would be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Browns won that division.
You'd be surprised.
Not shocked.
Almost
I think
shocked.
every team
You'd
in
be
that-
almost shocked.
I think every team in that division has potential to be really good and potential to be really bad. Browns have a great defense. They have the best defense in that division. Do they not? Maybe
No,
Bengals.
Steelers.
Maybe Steelers are better. No.
They got a good young fucking defense.
Yeah, rookies.
Coached by Dick LeBeau. Yeah.
Browns
But they're
have
good.
second-year players that are still young and fast but have experience. No, Browns are a better defense. Joe
I don't-
Hayden.
I don't know about that.
Nah, well.
They got one big name, Joe Hayden and DeQuell Jackson. Who else have they got?
They've got a Bingo, I think, is going to take a step this year.
Mingo, what? JJ, Jared Johnson.
They've got a good defense. They had
I
a
mean,
good
I'm not
defense
saying they
last
don't have a
year.
good defense. I'm just
Yeah.
saying Steelers probably gonna surprise
It's
you.
going to depend a lot.
If you're
on-
not-
losing Gordon, yeah, that obviously makes them the under. That's why I'm saying I picked the Browns. I think
Yeah,
they're going to
Browns.
be the worst in the division.
Right.
But if they end up being first by a game or half a game, I would not be shocked.
Well, this is not the list we're looking for
No,
about
I know.
who might be the first.
I know.
It's
This
who's
is
definitely
worse,
gonna
this
be
is
the
worse.
last.
But I'm saying in this league, in this division, I don't think there is a definite. But yeah, Browns.
I do Browns now.
We agree on Browns.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna eat my crow. They
We're talking
could be
Ravens?
first. They could be first.
Yeah.
If Horror or Mansdale just steps it up
Either
somehow.
one. And if
It would be a
Hawkins
shot. I'm going to
can step
disagree with you
up,
and say it would be a shot.
If Tate can stay healthy, if
Right.
Terrence West emerges, I think there's a lot of potential.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I think they'll be the worst.
The South, Jags. As good as the flashes of
No.
what? Who? What? Titans?
I
the
think
Jags are Titans.
I think Jags over Titans or Texans. I think Titans. I think Titans are the worst. I think Jags could be second place in that division.
Jags are not going to be second place.
I think they could be. If they start Bortles, and if they start Bortles in the first
There's
5
no
weeks,
way
the first 5 weeks.
Jags beat the Houston
Jags will be the
Texans.
most
Why?
improved team in the NFL this year.
Because the Houston Texans...
Because Ryan Fitzpatrick and Andre Johnson, who's already had injury problems and coming off a holdout, is going to be so good. And
Andre Johnson is the man.
Arian Foster, who might just be done.
I'm
not saying, look, Texans
talking about Foster.
Texans could be really good, but I think Jags could be really good too. They have a good defense. They have potentially a really good offense.
They don't have a good defense as Houston.
No, but I think their offense could be a lot better. I think Blake Bortles could be really good.
You didn't even know if he's starting?
No, I've said if he starts within the first 5 weeks, I think Jags could be second place in that division. And I think he will, but I don't know.
All right, I guess I'm just snitching here. I say Jags.
I'm going to say Titans.
Titans.
I think Jake Locker gets hurt again probably, and yeah, Titans.
The AFC East. You know what? I'm going to let you go first.
We're going to disagree on this one, aren't we?
I'm going to let you go first.
I'm going to say Buffalo.
I'm going to say Dolphins.
Wow, you used to love the Dolphins.
I still love the Dolphins. I love the Dolphins.
Why do you think they're going to be worse than?
They just don't make a lot of good decisions. They don't handle their personnel well. I don't think where they've gotten better over the preseason, off season. Nowhere.
This is how bad Buffalo is. That I almost just said, well, after finding out they signed Kyle Orton, maybe they won't be the worst. If Kyle Orton is that big a difference maker on that team, it's a terrible fucking team.
Look, other than losing Kiko Alonso, they have a good on and off defense.
Yeah, but what did they do for him last year?
They kept them in games.
They kept them in games and they then lost.
Right. That's EJ Manuel and Jeff Toole's fault.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, but who's playing for him this year? EJ Manuel and Kyle Orton and Jeff Toole.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I just think that offense is not good. I don't think Sammy Watkins. He's a rookie. He's already been hurt twice.
CJ Spiller's gonna have a bounce back year.
He'll be better, but yeah, I don't know. I'd say Buffalo. I think Jets have a good enough defense, and I think Geno Smith's gonna be better this year. So I think they're above them.
Jets are gonna be in the right.
And I think Dolphins. You know, Cameron Wake, Tannehill's the second best quarterback in that division. So yeah, I say Bills, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was Dolphins or honestly Jets.
All right. Well, there you have it. Yeah, division losers, everybody.
Yeah.
Write them down.
Yeah,
it's
see who's
important.
right. We should write them down.
It's important to everybody. I know everyone cares about the losers.
If you're betting on who the worst is, you want the advice of two random jackasses.
Now it's time for
Romo, you didn't.
All right. This is where I name some kind of detrimental stat or fact about Tony Romo, and Ben will defend him to his grave.
Basically, happens to me every night when I go out.
Yes, pretty much. Here you go, Ben. You ready?
I'm ready.
Romo, how many years has he been playing? 9? 10?
I should know that.
9,
Not 10.
9, 8.
9 or 8. Yeah, something like that.
He has won only one playoff game. Go.
I've debated this with you before, and I've said playoff games are for football players that don't have anything better to do in January. I mean, seriously though, you think about Peyton and Brady, these guys that always make deep playoff runs. Do they have nothing better to do in January? Like, they just played 4 months of football. Get a life. Get a hobby, man. You know, their families are neglected. So I'd say Romo's a better father, a better husband.
Does he have a son?
Yeah, he's got a son.
I mean, a daughter, children?
What? Yeah, he has a kid.
I didn't know he had a kid.
Well, maybe you need to pay a little more attention.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not all about what happens on the field, Dan. We're human beings, okay?
Did you know Peyton's daughter's name is Mosley?
I didn't even know he had a daughter.
His daughter and son. What do you think about that name, Mosley?
Mosley.
For a girl, Mosley.
C.J. Mosley? Is it named after him?
Yes. Named after the Alabama linebacker. That probably wasn't even playing for Alabama when she was born.
I know. Peyton's always good at kind of reading ahead, seeing what's going to happen next. That's good. Mosley. No, I don't like it. I'm gonna say no on Mosley. I don't like it.
Time for our weekly bet.
The wager.
Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah, San Francisco at Dallas. I checked. There's no line out.
I'm fine with that.
So we have to do straight up.
Yeah, we don't have to do straight up. We could set a line.
As long as we both agree on, we both think they're gonna be favored.
Yes.
San Fran.
Yes, no question.
I'm gonna say 4.5.
I'll take that all day.
You take 4.5?
All day long.
Oh, that's it. That's the bet for the day. I'm taking San Francisco to cover 4.5.
I'm taking Dallas to cover.
To cover 4.5. Thank you for listening. This has been Gettin Blitzed.
Gettin Blitzed. Yeah,
we had it.
Gettin Blitzed.